Now, the first thing you might think of when someone says Reno is a meth head version of Las Vegas, but it's also an Oppo smartphone. I'm sure that's exactly the intro they were hoping for. The Oppo Reno 11F 5G hits the UK on April 26th for £349, but if you pre-order in the next couple of days, you'll be able to grab one for just £259. Now, that price will bag you a sparkly smartphone with incredible battery life and pretty standard mid-range specs. Now, I've had my SIM slipped inside of the Oppo Reno F11, the Reno 11F 5G, great name, for about 4 days now, so here's my early review, and for more on the latest and greatest tech, please do poke subscribe and ding that notifications bell. Cheers! So as usual, let's start with the design, and while some mid-range mobiles are going with that curvy screen super slimline finish, Oppo has instead decided to go all iPhone-y for the Reno 11F. Whereas the Reno 11F with its flat edges and sharp corners feels about as good in the hand as a blob of cold custard. But hey, at least it's just 6.7 inches rather than nearly 6.8. And that screen's surrounded by very narrow bezels as well, so it's not too cumbersome to use one-handed, especially as you've got that dedicated one-handed mode. But for a modern mobile, the Reno 11F certainly feels pleasingly lightweight. It's a squirrel's happy sack under 180 grams. And this lightweight finish certainly owes a lot to the plastic design. You've got a plastic frame, plastic back, and apparently the Reno 11F design is inspired by nature. So here we have the palm green model. You've got a matte finish around back. That glittery surface, according to Oppo, diffuses light with elegant confidence. I gotta say, I rather like it. I'm always a fan of matte surfacing because it means that greasy fingerprints and the like don't really show up. And it's particularly handy if you like chicken strips as much as I do. And if you're not really a fan of the old palm green, where you can also grab the Reno in ocean blue or raw sewage brown. One of those I might have made up. And I do rather like how the camera bump sports the same sort of greeny design to help it blend in with the rest of the back, though this is glossy, so it does get a bit smudgy and you get some cack sort of building up around those lenses. And the Oppo Reno 11F is also IP65 splash resistant. It's a bit of light drizzle, won't hurt it. Hopefully that's all we'll be experiencing in the next few months. So let's chat software. And what you got running on the Reno 11F is a good bit of Android 14 with, of course, ColorOS 14 slapped on top. Definitely a pretty solid Android launcher, all things considered. This doesn't bugger about with Google's winning formula, so you got the Discover feed if you swipe this way, you got the notifications bar, you got your apps tray. But you've also got more customization here. You can tweak the always on display with usual Bitmoji type shenanigans. And you can play around with various animations, including a good bit of edge lighting, just to draw your attention to the phone if you happen to get a notification. You got quite a few other bonus bits slapped on top of Android, including a dedicated gaming mode, more on that in a bit. And the usual very helpful gesture support, including swiping 3 fingers down to take a quick screenshot. Now you can extract content from any screenshot instantly. So you can copy a picture or just hold and then run your finger over some text that you want to copy and save it to the freshly file doc. But one of my major moans with ColorOS is the sheer heft of crapware that's stacked on this thing. Like the top row, all total bollocks that I do not want. You got the likes of Booking.com stuffed in there, just random crap games. All of the serial offenders like Facebook and LinkedIn are on here. And one of the only Oppo extras I actually like is Oh Relax, which regales you with peaceful sounds and music and makes you less want to absolutely f***ing top yourself. Till you swipe up that apps tray again and then the rage once again sets in. And spend half a pissing hour uninstalling all of this bollocks. And Oppo didn't specifically mention how many years of OS updates and security patches we can expect for the Reno 11F 5G, but I'd hope for minimum 2, preferably longer. And yay, behold, the in-display optical fingerprint sensor, which works absolutely fine here on the Reno 11F, 11L? F and L, what's this thing called? Yeah, as long as my hand's aren't too clammy or moist or anything, it works fine. It's a little bit far down on the display, so it's not the most comfortable in the world to use. But to be fair, the face unlock also really, really good. Super fast to act. Boom. And you got yourself a choice for 128 or 256 gigs of storage space here. And the fantastic news is you can actually, lo and behold, expand this via micro SD memory card. Now, Oppo hasn't really changed things when it comes to the display tech here. You've got another 6.7-inch AMOLED panel, just like the previous couple of generations, although now completely flat. It's a Full HD Plus resolution display, so not quite as crisp as some 1.5K rivals, but reasonably sharp still. It's well built for kicking back with a movie with its stretched aspect ratio, and it's HDR10 Plus certified apparently, although according to Netflix it's got no HDR support right now. Maybe this just hasn't filtered through yet, as the device hasn't officially launched as I'm shooting this video. But that contrast is crispy all the same. Got nice vivid vibrant colour reproduction. You can tinker with that in the settings if you like, and this screen maxes out at 120Hz refresh rate. Got the usual dinky selfie camera orifice, nothing really remarkable at all. It's a wee bit brighter than the previous generation, so you can just about see what you're doing when you're using this phone outdoors. Sadly, unlike many rivals, it is just a mono speaker output here, just that bottom firing speaker. Nothing gets spaffed out of the earpiece when you're enjoying a bit of media.
Merry bloody April, everybody. I hope this fresh new glorious month is treating you with all the love and respect of a horny mastiff enjoying some alone time with its favourite cushion.
And to be fair, that audio output is pretty loud at least, so if you are somewhere that's quite noisy, you can still kind of hear what's going on. And my favourite part is if you keep on frantically mashing that volume up button when it's at 100%, it will enter ultra volume mode, which is allegedly 300% volume, although it's certainly not 3 times louder. Marketing gimmicks, got to love them, but to be fair, on that ultra volume 300% mode, it's certainly loud enough, the audio spaffed out by the Reno 11F 5G, that you'll be able to hear what's going on, even when you've got kids yelling at you in the background. Dad, Kevin set the curtains on fire, or you know, the usual bollocks. But what about the performance? Well, like the Reno 10, Oppo has once again stuffed a MediaTek Dimensity 7050 inside this thing, yet again backed by 8 gigs of RAM. And I gotta say, the first couple of days I was using this phone, the performance was nothing less than god-awful. Constant stutters and pauses and just really jittery, juddery behaviour. Well, thankfully since then it's calmed right down. I still see the occasional pauses and stuff, and certainly using the camera app is where it gets a little bit janky. Sometimes it takes its sweet time loading up, and then skipping between the various modes can be quite a slow experience as well. Usually when you're trying desperately to capture a photo or a video of your cat or kid doing something cute. Certainly skipping between the 2 main lenses can take a wee while as well, bit of patience required. And if you're shooting a portrait photo, well yeah, occasionally the processing speeds can leave a lot to be desired, shall we say. All the same, it's perfectly possible to play the likes of Genshin Impact, although I would recommend keeping it on the lower to medium graphic settings, because when I started bumping it up to the higher levels, that's when I noticed the frame rate got a bit janky. Again, quite a lot of pauses and stutters here and there. But yeah, if you're a bit more restrained, keep it on the lower graphic settings. The game is a lot happier, especially when you use the ColorOS gaming mode. This helps to wipe out any background shenanigans, dedicate all the resources to the bit of Genshin. And also, I was pleased by how cool the Oppo Reno 11F 5G stayed, even when I was gaming on Genshin for like an hour, 2 hours. This blower didn't even begin to get toasty, so certainly no finger singeing action if you are addicted. So far, so pretty standard for the Oppo Reno 11F 5G, but where this phone really impresses is the battery life, which is nipple-strokingly amazing. You've got a 5000 mAh capacity cell crammed inside of that iPhone-esque chassis, and let me tell you, this will not just keep you going all day long, I'm talking a couple of days of use from just a single charge here. I'm not exaggerating when I say that a full battery will give you around 12 hours of screen on time. That's with general mixed use, so good bit of video streaming, plenty of messaging, web browsing, etc, etc. If you use the camera quite a lot, or you are doing a good bit of Genshin for 2-3 hours or whatever, that will eat into the general battery life a bit. But still, even with plenty of gaming and camera play, you'll easily get well over a day of use on a single charge. And then when you do need to power it up, this phone is equal to many Poco and Redmi rivals. You've got 67 watt Super VOOC charging, I believe it is for the Oppos. So bung a cable in the bottom there and you'll be fully charged again in about sort of 30-40 minutes. And there's no wireless charging here, but that would be a pleasant surprise at this kind of price. And last up, what about the optics? Well, the camera tech here is a triple lens setup. Your main shooter is a 64 megapixel OmniVision OV64B sensor, and that's backed by a basic 8 megapixel ultra-wide angle shooter using Sony's IMX355 sensor. And as for your third lens on the back end of the Reno 11F, well, that's just your basic bog standard 2 megapixel macro shooter, so just forget that. And what I like about Oppo's camera app is it's reasonably streamlined and straightforward. You can drag down some bonus options with a quick swipe like so. Just kind of keeps the general app from feeling too cluttered. But You've still got all the bonus modes you would hope for and expect, including a portrait mode. You've got a dedicated pro mode. And once again, you can swipe down for extra settings, get some histogram action on the go, for instance. Although no way to get a bit of raw shooting on the go, sadly. We've also got a dedicated night mode, a high resolution mode if you want to shoot 64 megapixel images, the macro mode of course, and sticker action, which as always is an absolute delight. Outdoor shots are usually sharply detailed and boast reasonably realistic tones, while any sudden movements are almost always well handled by that fast acting focus. However, once you move into more ambient light, you'll find that colours aren't as bright and any kind of motion often results in blur. And if you're shooting a scene with loads of contrast, then you'll probably want to manually tweak the EV so your subject doesn't look all washed out. A couple of times my portrait shots also had a weird haloing effect, but all of the others look pretty slick with a well-defined bit of bokeh style blurring. And that ultra-wide shooter is fine as long as the lighting isn't cack, but as usual don't expect natural looking tones that match the primary shooter. For your video needs, there is thankfully a good bit of 4K action, although this maxes out at 30 frames per second, there's no 60 FPS option. That stabilization is, for want of a better word, proper pants. At least it is when you're shooting 4K resolution video, so you'll want to keep your hands as still as possible. Things do improve when you activate the Steadicam mode, but those visuals then take a big hit, with everything looking a bit fuzzy when you view your footage back on a big screen, while any kind of wind action really muffs up the audio too. And then last up kiddies, we've got ourselves another 32 megapixel selfie shooter, just like the previous generation. And with results like this, you know I love taking selfies. You've once again got a good bit of portrait action, and that selfie cam certainly captures every sag and bag quite happily. And if you're into vlogging, zooming, Skyping, anything that involves that front-facing camera, well, the good news is it can shoot 4K resolution footage again, so it can keep you nice and crispy, pick up your voice, so it'll do the job. And there you have it, my pretties. That in a tasty wee nutshell is the fresh new Oppo Reno 11F 5G. I think I got it the right way around that time. And you know, it's a perfectly fine, if particularly unexciting, mid-range smartphone. The highlight definitely being that incredible battery life. That's what this bold northern git reckons. What do you guys reckon of the Oppo Reno? It'd be great to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. Please do poke, subscribe and ding that notifications bell for more on the latest and greatest tech, and have yourselves a ruddy wonderful rest of the week. Cheers everyone, love you.